Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is Rinke Lawal. Welcome to day 4 of the Dare to Thrive Summit. And today, I'm going to be having a quick chat with an amazing, beautiful woman that I'm sure you can already see. Her name is Blessing Mobolaji, and our chat is going to be on all things productivity. So if you're just joining us, 5 Easy Club started 3 days ago. So this is day 4. And you can catch up on the replays of the other sessions on this YouTube channel, the Square Peg Wonder. So please do that, and then follow us as I chat with Blessing about being productivity. We are here to share our challenges, basically what we know, what we are trying to do and achieve with being productive as women, as moms, how we've been trying to, our jobs, our career, our parenting, and all of that, what we've learned. So that is what we are talking about. And the reason why we are talking about it is because being productive and productivity in general is very key in thriving. Like if you want to say, oh, you're thriving, it would mean that you are generally being very, very productive. It means that you are making the best, use of your resources, especially with time. So, and as we know, time is really everything. Time is something you cannot buy with money or anything. So, I'll get right to it, and I'll be asking my guests to please introduce herself. So it won't be as if I'm just the only one talking. So please introduce yourself to us. Let's get to know it.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Rinke Lawal. Thank you for this chat session. Thank you for bringing me on to this Thrive Easy Summit. So my name is Blessing Mobolaji, as you have introduced to everybody. And I'm a mother, I'm a scientist, I'm a businesswoman, and I'm a prospective student. So I hope to go back to school for my PhD soon. So that is who Blessing Mobolaji is. Okay.
Thank you. And all these things you're doing, it makes you like the best person really to be talking to about being productive. Because how do you do that? How do you you're a student, you're a mom, you're a businesswoman, you're a scientist, like in just this one person, in 24 hours, you have to be all of these things. So that makes you really, so I look forward to, to this chat. So to start with, I'm going to ask you, how do you define productivity? What does being productive mean to you? When you say, oh, I have a productive day, what does that look like?
Okay, thank you. I see productivity as the measure of outcomes you get for every input, for every effort that you put into something. So you measure your output, you measure the input, and then you are able to calculate whether you are being productive or not. So let's say, for example, we have a factory that produces a particular product. So factors of productions are there, the land, the capital, the human resource, and everything is set. So how many products do they produce daily or weekly or monthly, given all the things that are on ground, the factors of production? So that is how they would measure their productivity. So I would measure my productivity by measuring my results, my successes, as a result of the little steps that I take, the efforts that I put in towards a particular task or goal.
Thank you so much for that beautiful definition. So basically, being productive means that with the time and the effort you put in, what are you getting out of it? So now that you've shared that with us, I want to ask you, what are the challenges that personally, as a woman, what are the challenges that you face? You're smiling. You're smiling already. Because this topic is hard, honestly. Books has been written about it. There are so many courses about it because it's really, really important. It's that important. So what are the challenges that you personally face on your day-to-day, life and activities, trying to play all the roles that are played, very many, and that you have to play? Like you don't even get to say, okay, I excuse you from this one. No. So what are the challenges basically before we even get to how you deal with them?
Okay, there are so many challenges because when you have 5 people in one or 10 people in one, for example, I know you are an author. So I'm a businesswoman, I'm a scientist, I'm a mom, and I've been a student before. I'm going back to school soon. So you're many people in one, and you still have your duty, your religious duties, duties to family. It's just, so the challenges are that sometimes I get overwhelmed. I cannot lie about that, because there could be pressures from one aspect of my life that I will not become so overwhelmed, and then your mood changes, your emotions are affected, and then you will become less productive or totally unproductive. Because sometimes I actually feel I'm totally unproductive. Your productivity has to do with your state of mind. When you are happy, when you are in a very good mood, nobody has to take a stick to chase you around to do the things you need to do. You have goals, you have plans, you know the steps you need to take. So nobody has to chase, nobody has to compel you to do what you're supposed to do when you're in the right state of mind, when your emotions are right. But when you're carrying some emotional issues, psychological issues, from other aspects of life, for example, when I'm broke, when I'm not up and doing financially, it gets to me. Although I'm going to say something, sometimes it drives me too. But before it gets to the drive, it first gets me down.
Yeah.
Like, you are not even able to plan. Aha, you want to do things, you need money to do it. You have to plan with the resources at hand. So the challenges are that sometimes you get overwhelmed, and then from one aspect of life, and it affects the other aspect. Sometimes it's about parenting. Sometimes it's when you have, say, marriage issues and all that. They affect other parts of your life. So I personally have challenges because I am trying to do so many things at the same time.
Same time.
But yes. But then somehow you find strength to move on.
To just move on.
Yeah.
I like what you said. Thank you so much for that amazing response, because I can relate with it. Like, overwhelm is common. Like, I think we all go through it. No matter how, if you're unproductive, you get overwhelmed when sometimes there's too many things to do and you get overwhelmed. And overwhelm means you are in a kind of suppressed mood. Of course, nothing would get done, And then when you are broke, I can relate so much. So thank you for sharing that. I'm sure we are not alone, honestly. And that is the point of having discussions like this openly, so that we can come together. And when we know overwhelm is our common enemy, we can share strategies on how to move forward. Like, feeling overwhelmed, and then that mood thing. Trust me, if you are not in a good mood, I can relate. You would not really get much done. Nothing. So everything would kind of shut down. So thank you so much for that response. So now that you've shared, those challenges, I want to ask that I'm sure for most people who have been able to outline what their challenges are, I'm sure you probably have an idea of how to move forward with it. They say when you know what the problem is, it's kind of like kind of halfway there already. Like, you can identify, you can pinpoint, you are self-aware to the point that and know this is what's wrong. So it means that you are almost there to getting the solutions to those challenges. So I want you to before you share your solutions, I want you to share your journey and your lessons so far. Like, maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago, how would you rate your productivity? What have you learned along the way? What are the things you've tried? And then after you do that, we'll now talk about your current 2021 strategy.
Okay, thank you. Talking about the things I've learned so far. I've learned that challenges are a part of life. And then you cannot you cannot stop your life because you're having some difficulties. You cannot do that. So I've learned that if you do not move at the right time that you're supposed to move, you probably get stuck there forever. So I want to be productive. I want to do something, but then I'm stuck because I'm having some challenges. I'm not doing anything. You remain at that spot forever until that day that you pick up your bag and leave and move. So I've learned that I need to move. I need to take steps. However, I've also learned that sometimes the reason you don't get things done is because you're looking at the big picture, the big dream, the big plan. So when I attended a summit, that was 2 years ago. Okay, that's a mistake. I attended a summit last year. It was one of those speakers actually told us that you should not think big. She didn't say do not think big, but she said it's good to dream big, all that, but you could be scared by the enormosity of what you want to do. So she said think small first. Start small. So I learned
Small steps.
small steps matter. So when I know that I need to get some things done, I do not now look at the big thing I want to get done. I look at the steps, and then my focus is on the small, small steps. Then, gradually you move from the first step to the second, and then towards that goal. But there is also one very important thing that I do from time to time. I do self-evaluation. I do it a lot. So
Can you speak louder, please? Louder.
every now and then, I do self-evaluation. I ask myself, how have I improved on myself? How am I better than I was, from time to time? What are the things I'm supposed to have done that I've not done? When am I going to do? So I do self-evaluation from time to time, and it helps me check myself, helps me check my productivity level. Sometimes, even when you do the self-evaluation, it doesn't mean I'll get it done, but it is in my subconscious that this ought to have been done, or, this is where I should be. So I constantly try to do self-evaluation on all aspects of my life. So those are the lessons that I've learned. And I also learned not to keep quiet. I talk to people. You know, when I say that you can do something better than I can do in a particular aspect, I pick it and I imbibe it, for example. And then I don't have to be your friend. Before I pick lessons from people randomly. It could be from a discussion, a gist we're having. I've picked what I want to pick and I've, moved. You don't have to be my friend to do that. In fact, colleagues, I could just pick things that they say about how they raise their children that I think are like, there was either you even talked about core values and all that. I just read the post. I didn't say anything. I didn't even make a comment, but I just picked a lesson from that. And I was looking for a time to, imbibe it into my parenting goals, like for the children. So one morning we were just doing chores, and then my girl comes and says, "Mommy, we were taught values in school yesterday." So wow, that's nice. What did they teach you? So from what she talked, I was able to subtly introduce my concept, tell her about core values, and then from there we have built on that. So I've learned that, just pick things from people, pick cues, pick tips on how they do it better. People who you think they are doing it better than you are, pick things from them, and then, start working on them immediately so that you can also achieve your goal. So I do not keep quiet. I seek help, and then I take small steps per time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And your responses are really, really loaded because they transcend the topic at hand. And that is how productivity is. It is one thing, but then so many things affect it. Do you understand? Like, getting stuck. If you are stuck, you're not going to move forward. You're not going to be productive. It means that you have to seek clarity for you to be able to move forward. It means you have to ask somebody that knows better than you are in that particular regard. It means that you have to learn from different, people. You have to know where to turn, where to go to. Thank you so much, Blessing, for sharing that. So you've shared your lessons, and I have picked so much from it. Thank you for picking from me. I also learned so much from you. I tell you.
Thank you.
So now let's just quickly move on to in recent times. I'm sure that over the course of 2020, 2021, goals have shifted, some things have become clearer, we've all grown up, and we are now looking at things differently. So I want to ask you this question: what are your current strategies? Currently now, January has passed, we're in February. What are the things you've been trying to do in making sure that you grow to that next level, that you hit the goals that you've set yourself? What are the things you've been trying? And as you are telling, I want to know most of the things you've been unable to do. Because I had this with, in the last chat with Queen Kema about joy. I tell her that, we know most of the way forward because we are, most of us are well-read women, and we go to summits, we listen to we go to attend conferences and all that. So we hear all these things, and where the challenge usually is in practicing, is in making use of the things that we already know. So while you are sharing your challenges, I wanted to highlight the ones that you know very well, but somehow it's just so hard to stick to, because I know that that is where the lessons are. I tell people that is in the hard things, is in the failure, is in all the sweat and the tears and the blood. That is where gold, that is where growth is. So I like to emphasize on that. I like to emphasize on challenges, not all everything beautiful and rosy and all of that, because I feel like let's just cut to the chase and get to the whole point of the practical things that we can do to move forward. So while you're sharing your strategies, please highlight those very hard ones so that we can.
Okay, thank you. So you said current strategy and you mentioned 2021. So that's where you're going to hook me. It's a new year and I'm really taking it slow somehow. Okay, because I was going to, at the end of the year, I joined a class and then about goal setting for 2021 and all that. So after the class, I evaluated the whole year, I assessed my year, and then wrote goals for the coming year. So I would not lie to you. The first thing I found was that I just discovered that January was about to finish and I hadn't even started. So I was like, okay, the first month is gone out of 12, and I've written all those things out that I wanted to do. So at some point, I was kind of beating myself up, inside of me that how could you even let the first month go by without taking a step? So there are things that I've not started working on. There are things that I've not even begun at all. There are things that I've started. There are some that I started and quit on the way, just in 1 month and a few days. So the strategy is that number one, I don't keep quiet. Like I said, I do not keep quiet. So I think talking to the right people helps. There are people that when you know what you want to do, they know your needs, your goals. They help check you when you're supposed to, when you just, there are sometimes you just have this, cannot keep myself feeling. But when you surround yourself with the people who check you from time to time, it will help you to sit up even when you just want to, train the tower. Okay, I'm not doing again. It's me. I set the goals and okay, I'm not doing again. So those times, the first strategy is the people I surround myself with. So number one is I'm lucky to have good people in my family. They do not leave me alone. Even when I want to, they will not leave me alone. So they always pull me and you have to do this. And then I have a couple of friends and then I myself, I look at people that I know that to me they are doing things better, they are doing life better. So I look at them and watch what they are doing and I let it check me. So it's one of my strategies. And secondly, like the evaluation thing, when weekly you have assessed yourself, you have asked yourself questions. When you're not productive, you try and the coming week do something. But let me tell you that while I have failed at some, I've also succeeded at some. Yeah. So because one of my goals for this 2021 is to be fit. I want to be healthy. So the whole January went by and I didn't do anything. But 1st of February, I went to the gym and then registered again. Yay! Because I want to be healthy. Although that may not have been easy if I didn't have, my sister checks me every time, like, okay, you have to start this. So, and we go together. So it's, when you're not going it alone, it helps. So I've done that. I've also improved on my savings. Some 2 years ago, if anyone talked about savings, I would be like, oh, no, it's a no, because I was in a tight place. But sometime last year, I changed my mentality, and then you also give us these talks, this financial literacy thing. Yeah, thank you. So I've not read these books. I said I've not still read those books.
Go and read it.
But I've started doing some things. I've started making moves. Like last year, I began this thrift, and it's been so helpful. I mean, I don't have to scratch my head because I want to do some major things anymore. So I discovered that because of that I did last year. This year was not even difficult. Once we
Yeah.
began the year, I went to work, I filled form, for target savings. This is for this for that, joined different trips, places. So I've made movements. I've done
You've
better
taken
than last year.
action.
I'm taking action. Thank you on exercising, on savings. I've not done it on eating healthy. I've not started doing
Small,
that. So it's
small.
one.
In fact, it's better to take it, one step at a time. Trying to do too many things at a time, like you said, like you shared earlier. Start small. It's
Yeah,
better.
yes. It's better. So I'll be able to, in fact, the reward that comes with knowing that I have done one thing, completed a task or successfully done this thing, the satisfaction, the rewarding feeling you have will even drive you to do more or to pick one or more tasks and then do again. So that's been my strategy. I keep good company. I make sure that only positive people, positive vibes are around me, people that will help me, check me, accountability partners. I've wanted to start my PhD for how many years now? But now, even till midnight, my brother was on the phone with me, telling me to apply here, apply here. So I have people around me, who just help me to go at it. So I don't go alone. People are around me to check me and also to encourage me. That is my 2021 strategy.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think it's really loaded. You said something about not keeping quiet and then surrounding yourself with positive people who you can learn from. In
Yes.
fact, that is actually the whole purpose of this summit, to bring awareness to inner circles, to memberships, like the Tribe Easy Club that is not supposed to, is going to launch tomorrow. And the idea is to have a group of women who are go-getters, who are high impact women, who have big goals, plenty goals, and then they have a lot of roles that they feel in at work, at home, and all of that, and they need to get things done. They need to keep moving. They need to and get moving and achieve everything they set for themselves, even if it's on small steps, just like you have said, because when you do one step, it propels you the rest of the way. So that is the whole point. And I like how all your responses just kind of highlight all the benefits of having the right people and speaking out and getting help. And when you're stuck, you know where to turn and all of that. So, and that brings me to my next question, which you have already answered most of it. Is just to tie it together now. So I was going to ask you, as somebody who has been in groups, in classes, in what would I call it, on platforms. So Thrive Easy Club is a platform for women and it's about self-development. And we all know that productivity is central. You cannot really say that you are growing or you are, improving if you are not being productive as such. So I wanted to just, ask you, do you really think that, memberships of or subscribing to membership is a worthy investment? Do you think, when I'm asking now in regards to productivity, and then if whatever your answer is, I want you to tie it to highlight the benefits of belonging to such communities, belonging to such groups of similar interests, people as Thrive Easy Club. So please answer. I think the network is kind of really wonky. But if you can hear me, just state your answer so that we can quickly round up this session. Are you there? Hello? Okay, so now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I think a group or platform, membership platform like the Thrive Easy Club is a good one. And the reason I think so is that I have enjoyed support from people. Okay, so I've enjoyed support of people around in pulling through situations and in getting things done. So I know what it means to be surrounded by people who can help you. Okay, so apart from family, one needs to belong to support groups, and this thing is new to us here. That's why we're just like advertising it. When people go to support groups there, maybe you're a divorced person going through some issues, or drug addicts coming out of their addictions and all, because when you have people who are in the same who are sharing the same struggles with you, it's easier to collective energy, collective efforts is what I don't now use my own efforts alone. I'm using the effort of the whole circle.
People, collective.
You get advice from them, you get encouragement from people, because you all have the same goal, you have like minds. So this thing is very, very helpful. Okay, because for like this Wonder Mom group that I belong to, yes, it is huge for me, because now the first thing is you get to see that you're not alone. You get to see that these struggles, things you're passing through that you think, oh, this thing is.
Let me quickly say, for people watching, that Wonder Moms is my membership for single mothers. It's a safe space, a safe community where we come together and we share and we grow. Continue, please.
Okay, so for that, I enjoy the support of the group because one, I know I'm not alone in my struggles, and two, by the time you come and express yourself, you discover that somebody is going through a similar thing, or even worse or better, but you know that it's not just you who's passing through the phase. There are people that have passed through it and have overcome, and they come and tell you, yes, we've been there and this is how it is. So you're using their energy, their advice, their support to get you through your situation. So I like things like this, where we are all focused towards achieving the same or similar things.
Yes, so and grow together.
We grow together. And then the thing about this kind of group is that you do periodic auditing. For example, okay, let's say we're 20 women, you have your goals, I have mine and all that. So maybe it's monthly or it's quarterly. You can come together and say, okay, what have you done? What have you achieved? What are the steps you've taken? And then because you're able to do periodic check, even if you didn't want to get serious about what's the thing, you want to relax or feel nonchalant about it, when you know there's going to be an audit at this time, you want to work towards it so that it's not you who comes up with excuses at all times. Then collective shared successes. When somebody comes and shares their successes, it kind of encourages you to put in more effort in yours so that you can come back and share your own success stories. So this group, and then the people there are going to be your partners, accountability partners. There are people that will come and say, what have you done? Have you read that book? Have you taken that steps? Have you written that mail? People that will come and check up on you from time to time. So it stimulates your own passion, even if it's dying before, you have to, because you also want to come back and say, oh yeah, I've achieved something. So, yes, that's why this kind of membership group, this kind of thing it's very good. It's very good, and I like it, and of course I'm going to subscribe to it.
All right, thank you so much, Blessing, for your time and for sharing your wealth of knowledge. In fact, I really enjoy. I'll ask you one simple question. You will be giving me, and you're giving us. Thank you so much for sharing. You are loaded. I tell you, I've been telling you for a long time. You are. And honestly, I really enjoyed this, and hopefully we'll do this on other platforms, like even more often, maybe on Facebook or something. We'll come and because the more we share, the more we learn. So when you speak, you learn more about yourself somehow. I don't know, I'm sure you're a speaker, you talk well, so you know what. It's good to open up, it's good to discuss. So thank you so much for this, and thank you to everyone that is watching us. Please don't forget to catch up on all the other sessions on this channel. Like and subscribe. We have a free Thrive Easy community on Facebook and on Telegram. The links are in the description box below. So please join us to enjoy what we're talking about. We are focused on productivity, on joy, on wealth, financial literacy, on growing. We just want to grow and make the most of the gifts that God has given us, the time that God has given us, that we are alive. We just want to use our life to praise God. So thank you to everyone for watching. Tomorrow we continue on how to thrive. That's going to be the topic. So All right, bye for now. Don't forget to, like this video and share. Don't forget to share. Sharing is caring. Share to people who would benefit from this. So thank you so much for all your support. The Dare to Thrive Summit continues tomorrow. Bye.